Whatever you want to accomplish in this life, I promise you, you don't need a checklist of things to help you get there. I think if we go after what we want to go after, at some point we will succeed. We don't need everything to help us get there at the start. We don't need everything at the start. We don't need to shell out hundreds of dollars, whether it be for equipment, whether it be for software, whether it be for opportunities to meet people in order for us to succeed. If we just go after what we want to go after, we will succeed. We don't need to put over copious amounts of thought. We don't need to put that much thought at the start. We just have to start at the start. And when we start at the start, and when we put everything we can into the start, that's the first step. And after the first step, there's the second, third, and as many steps as we take. And that's all that we need in this life to do. Let's say you want to cook. Just cook. Maybe you might have to search up some videos. You might have to learn ahead of time. But once you learn, start to experiment on your own time. Experiment on your own terms. Work this new part of your life into your schedule, because let's be honest, a lot of us are busy. A lot of us are working 40-hour plus weeks. We don't have every single waking hour of every single waking day to put forth effort towards something that we want to accomplish. That being said, we shouldn't spend that time stressing about how to take the first step. We just have to take the first step. Let's say you want to start a podcast or something like that, or you want to start going into YouTube, because that's a stage I think everyone goes through in life. I am still in that stage, I guess. I haven't grown out of it. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on a camera, on a microphone, on everything else. You literally could just use this. There are people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars talking into their phone and posting it on social media. And they've done it as often as they have. Maybe they just stuck to it for a full year, 6 months, depending on how virality works for them. Because I promise you, if you chase virality, you're going to flame out quicker than you could even think. But they kept at it. They kept doing it, even though they didn't at times put 100% of their mind behind possibilities and behind something or any kind of item that we've been told or that we believe that we need in order to get to the next level. They just put forth their words, their thoughts, and their mind out into the public eye. Ended up finding an audience, or an audience found them, because it's kind of how social media works. We put stuff into the void, and some people actually like that stuff that gets put into the void. And then we keep putting stuff out into the void, and in the timeline that succession and success will come with time, more and more people will flock to this space, and success flows, success follows. Don't overthink what you want to do. Don't overthink the process of what you need to do. Don't try to be perfect. Perfection is not possible. Believe me, I've tried. Believe me, I've tried to be perfect. And if you chase perfection, all you'll come up with is disappointment. You're not going to be able to see how far you've come, because your definition and your narrow mind when it comes to being perfect doesn't accept anything less than that. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy because you could have done something differently. You could have done something earlier. You could have done something better. And that's not the way to life, really. That isn't the way to life. And some of us are lucky in that when we start, we have existing materials. For me personally, I've had this camera that I've been using for more than a half decade now. 2026, I think I got it 2018 maybe. And this microphone I got a while ago when I was in college, and I was doing journalism work, and I thought, I should probably get a microphone. I've had this stuff lying around, and I decided to use it for a new project, for a new pathway for me to forge. That being said, you don't need that to do what you want to do. You might just need your phone, as I mentioned, or if you want to do writing, you just need paper, a pen or pencil, and that's it. You can write. You can write till the sun sets and then eventually rises, because maybe you're a night owl and you like to work through your night. That's how your creative mind flows best, or where your creative mind flows best. Or you could type on your laptop. And there are tools to help you. There are free tools that will help you accomplish what you want to accomplish. You don't have to shell out, again, I'll use the word copious amounts of money to help you do something for the first time. And I promise you, when you do something for the first time, you're going to be insanely terrified. Your mind will play tricks on you. Your mind will say, why am I doing this? Your mind will question why something different is being undertaken under and through your body. You have to block it out. Because it's not a direct line. Success isn't a direct line. It's not a typical XY scale. We're going from the bottom left to the top right of the graph. There are waves. You go up, you go down, you stay at a certain point, you jump higher than you might have ever expected, and then you return back to the common area you've been. And that's with anything. But you don't need to simply have everything thought out. Maybe you're finding and applying to jobs. Again, I've been doing that this entire time I've been doing this channel thus far. And you're thinking of an email and you're writing an email. Because one thing you need to do when you apply to jobs is to follow up with the people saying, hi, this is who I am. I applied for this job. This is what I believe puts me in the best position to take said job. Don't overthink it. Don't try to have the perfect email. Make sure there are no spelling errors, especially that their name is spelled correctly and that the name of the team or the name of the company is correctly. It's spelled correctly. Because there will be times, and I've had this, where I worked extremely hard to make an email as perfect as it could be. And then I sent that email. And the first thought in my head after I sent that email was, I tried to make that as perfect as could be. And I have a gut feeling that because I tried to make it as perfect as it could be, that I lost out on an opportunity, that I lost out on something. Because I think fortune doesn't favor the person who's perfect. They favor the people who are bold enough to put themselves out there and show that, yes, they're really good, but they're also human. Believe me, I know AI is a big thing, and I haven't talked about that too much. If you want me to talk about AI and my thoughts on the future with that in mind, please let me know. But we're not looking for robots. People aren't looking for robots. They're looking for other people. And that's in any line of work. You aren't your resume. I've come to learn that the hard way, where I might not have presented myself in the best light in an interview. And I might have thought that I had the leg up on other people because of my resume. But at the end of the day, I didn't get the job. Someone else fit better. And in any life, there will be people who seemingly are better than you. Because you're going to miss out on jobs. You're going to miss out on opportunities. You're going to believe you put your all 110% into something that could possibly happen, and you'll be redirected. Something in the universe said, I know you wanted this, but I don't think that you need this right now. I don't think you should be in this position right now. And maybe it's because they think that you're better than that. There will always, again, be someone who has more experience than you and might be more approachable than you and might click better than you for some opportunity, some job, for any part of life, as a creator, as a voice of reason. And I think that part of that comes from the idea that they probably were able to start earlier and started earlier before you had the opportunity to even think about starting. And that's the case, again, with anything in life. There will be people who start earlier than you and decide to put themselves out there before you. And then, while you might compare yourself to them and you might think they're better, other people might not. There's a delusion, I think, at times, and I watched Marty Supreme a few weeks ago. I'm a big movie guy. I want to do videos about movies. I've been told that that could be something also to look into. But there's a sequence between Timothée Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow where she's like, do you make money off of this table tennis thing? Because he plays table tennis. He's like, no, I don't make money off of it yet. And eventually this conversation gets to a point where she's like, what are you going to do if this doesn't work out? And I'm sure you've heard this quote, that doesn't even enter my consciousness. That's how you should be with life. That should be how you are with whatever you're doing. Proceed with the ability and the courage that you can't fail. And I say it might be a little delusional because there's rational thoughts and there's rational thinking. And the flip side of that coin is you're going to fail. You're literally going to fail. Every day you're going to wake up and you're going to fail at some area in your life, at some point in your life, at some word. When you're speaking, you flub. But proceed with the mindset that it'll all work out. And it'll all work out even when I don't have everything I need, even when I don't have maybe the best equipment, even when I don't have maybe the best presentation, even when I don't have the perfect or the best community. Because whatever you want to achieve in this life, and when you first start doing it, you will not be taken seriously in some factors. You will get made fun of by friends, sometimes family, and you can let that affect you, or you can keep going at what you're going. Keep doing and working at what you're doing because you know what the end goal is. Others don't exactly know, because unless you've told them directly, you know where you're going internally. You know where you're going up in your head, up in your mind, up in your brain. You know where you're meant to be. At the end of the day, we have a choice. We have a choice to put ourselves out there, be our unique person, go for our unique goals, or we have the choice to feel bad about the fact that we've fallen short and think that some things are too much to go after and that we might not have everything ready in order to do something in any area of life. Don't try to be and don't find yourself in that latter category. Proceed with the utmost confidence in yourself. Do whatever you want to do in this life and understand that you don't need to have everything at your disposal to accomplish what you want to do in this life.
Bonus content.
Look at all the snow we got. We got a lot of snow. I've been out the last few days shoveling. It's been a lot. Winter is here. I am wearing a double layered coat. I am cold right now because I'm still outside doing this. And even though I feel like we're just starting, there's so much that I want to talk about. February is on the horizon. I want to do a few videos talking about love, talking about feelings. You know, Valentine's Day is coming. And I know there will probably be a bunch of people, as of now myself included, who will not be in the position to maybe celebrate Valentine's Day with someone. And yeah, I know you could say, Kyle, why are you laughing? I mean, I think at this point, because for me it's tongue-in-cheek right now. But I do want to do a few videos in February about love, about feelings, and again, there's so much on the horizon. We're just getting started here. I can't wait to see what we get to talk about and what we get to converse about in the coming weeks and months. Bye now.